Agency and Trust Module Introduction. Many people working predominantly with digital tools have the feeling that they don't have enough time to relax or for themselves and their family. Some will complain that they can't separate their work time and free time. But is the reason for this situation within them or outside of them, and do they have control over it? Most people would assert that these are situations which are a result of external circumstances and they have no or almost no control over them. If this is the case, this means that the person feels that they have no agency. What this means is that something is happening to them and they are aware of themselves not as the cause of what is happening, not as the active organizer of the event, but only as a person who is experiencing the influence of external forces. For example, if you faced problems at work and you didn't have the sense of agency, you would believe that you didn't create these problems, someone or something else did. The software you use or the laptop that the IT department gave you, etc. When lacking agency, your general concept is, I can't change anything here. I'm not responsible for what happens because I didn't create it. There is something or someone that is not performing well and I cannot do anything. Agency can be generally defined as a person's capacity for action, the ability to act as an autonomous individual and make informed and free choices. Agency is about reacting effectively to immediate situations and planning effectively for our future. When we face digital stress and also any other stress or burnout, our sense of agency can be dramatically damaged. We normally lose our objectivity, creativity, and resilience. Lack of agency can be extremely harmful to our personal and professional success, but if you wonder what it really means, here is a good example to illustrate it. As a result of the COVID-19 pandemic and our increased use of digital technologies at work, we see more and more people talk about feeling helpless, overwhelmed, and stressed, not capable of dealing with the situation. What are the main reasons for this? We are always using technology, mobile phones, smart devices, laptops, TV sets, etc. They dominate our private and business lives. Too much time in front of the screens is associated with anxiety and depression symptoms, including agitation, impatience, and restlessness. Online activities assume real-time activity monitoring. We have become obsessed with measuring and comparing everything via our smart devices, from the number of emails and other instant messages we receive to the number of steps taken each day. All of this measurement pushes us consciously and subconsciously to compete with others on whatever metric we think is important. Constantly comparing ourselves to others is truly harmful. When we focus on comparing our work to our colleagues' performance, we get distracted from the main point, to be productive, and this leads to poor quality of work. Due to multiple lockdowns and work from home office, in-person communication has been heavily decreased in our everyday lives, which causes loss of human connectedness. Increased isolation leads to elevated stress hormones and is correlated with anxiety and depression, both of which diminish agency. We are spending more time at home or indoors, sitting in front of the computer or other big screens, which assumes less time spent in physical activities and in contact with nature. It affects our energy levels and inevitably influences our sense of personal agency. And here comes the importance of agency, our ability to feel that we are in command of our own lives. Quite often, it involves our ability to maintain equanimity, focus, and size up the present situation in order to make good decisions. If you think that you lack agency, here is the good news. Agency is a human capacity that can be learned. While some people appear better at adapting to difficult situations and show more agency than others, this is because they have learned to do so. Each of us may have greater agency in some domains of our lives and work than others. The important thing for us is that there are specific and proven practices that can help us to develop agency, no matter what our baseline is. So we can say that having strong sense of agency means that we trust in ourselves and in our capabilities to deal with all types of circumstances, even challenging ones. However, there is another important quality that is key to our performance at work, and it is trust. Building trust in the workplace is at the core of every professional relationship. Trustworthiness is absolutely necessary in order to establish a network of people who will help you at work. Trust is the belief that someone or something is reliable, good, honest, effective. People rely on each other in the workplace. Trust is essential for face-to-face and for remote work. Without it, people are likely to be less motivated and less productive. In fact, employees of the high-trust companies report 74% less stress, exhibit 50% higher productivity, and experience 40% less burnout. Further to it, and not surprisingly, digital trust has become a huge topic during the pandemic. Digital trust is the confidence users have in the ability of people, technology, and processes to create a secure digital world. Digital trust is given to companies who have shown their users they can provide safety, privacy, security, reliability, and data ethics with their online programs and devices. Working in a digital environment makes some employees feel that there is invasion in their privacy. In order to deal effectively with violation of the personal rights in digital environment, the European Union has built a legislation framework to fight the problem. The General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, is the toughest privacy and security law in the world. Though it was drafted and passed by the European Union, it imposes obligations onto organizations anywhere, so long as they target or collect data related to people in the EU. GDPR compliance means an organization that falls within the scope of the General Data Protection Regulation meets the requirements for properly handling personal data as defined in the law. GDPR places direct data processing obligations on employers at an EU-wide level. The right to privacy is part of the 1950 European Convention on Human Rights, which states, "Everyone has the right to respect for his private and family life, his home, and his correspondence." Under the GDPR, an employer can only process the personal data of employees under certain conditions. It aims to create more confidence and trust in the employees that their rights in the digital environment are protected. Try the activities we have created in this program in order to boost your sense of agency and trust in order to prevent digital stress and burnout at work.